Elon families. I'm Will Robertson from the Office of Parent Engagement, and welcome to the latest episode of Between the Oaks, where we bring you interviews with some of the most interesting and important people on Elon's campus. Today we're here at the Martin Alumni Center to meet Kendra Haskins, the Senior Director of Alumni Engagement, and talk about all the great programs they have for alums to stay connected to each other and to the university. Hey Kendra.
Hi Will, welcome to the Martin Alumni Center.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about this building, like what happens here?
Sure, this is actually lovingly called the MAC, and this is our alumni home away from home. So anytime you come back to campus as an alum, we encourage you to come by, check in, find out what's the latest that's going on campus, grab a snack, and even check the brick map if you're looking for your little piece of Elon.
That's awesome. So it is a beautiful spring day, so why don't we go sit out back? It looks like there's some fire pits and nice chairs out there. Let's go have our conversation out there.
Sure, come on back.
All right, we've moved out behind the MAC on this beautiful spring day. So Kendra, you've been in your current role for about a year and a half.
Correct.
Came from Elon, and you'd never worked in a university before, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so you've worked in nonprofit roles, marketing, communications, that sort of thing. So has anything surprised you or caught you off guard or anything in your year and a half in this job?
No, not in relation to the transition to working in higher ed. Fortunately, the nonprofit that I worked at, we had a very large alumni population, so that's why this was such an easy transition. I think, surprise can have a negative connotation, but
Sure.
I think instead it's been the surprise that is the positive, which is just discovering the incredible community that exists here at Elon, and meeting, just some unbelievable people and all of our alumni across the country.
Yeah, very good. So let's chat a little bit about kind of the functions of your office, one of which being helping alumni stay in touch with each other.
Correct.
So how does the Office of Alumni Engagement facilitate those relationships between Elon alums?
Correct. Well, it is meant to be a lifelong relationship. So there are several different ways we primarily facilitate that. Number one would be through our 38 alumni chapters, which are all across the country, and also one in London. So being able to have that face-to-face connection, but we realize that isn't possible for everyone. So we also provide multiple virtual opportunities throughout the year, whether it's webinars with breakouts so people can meet that way. We also have the Elon Network, which is a LinkedIn private group just for alumni, staff, and faculty of Elon. We almost have 10,000 people in that group. So it's an incredible platform for connecting with each other, asking questions, things like that.
Yeah. So what sort of things come out of those meetings and those connections between the alums?
Sure. Well, I think the number one thing is connecting with people. When you're here, you have your class, and yes, our classes are very large, and so I'm sure you have lots of opportunities to meet people, but what's fantastic about post-graduation is the opportunity to engage with people who maybe weren't on campus at the same time you were, but are still these incredible individuals. So, that could be potentially engaging with somebody who's in your same industry. Maybe you've moved to a new city, and I think this is great for parents to know, your child may be moving someplace where they've never been before. And so having the opportunity to connect with others that you share this common bond with in your new city.
They've got that built-in network already when you move. Yeah,
exactly.
For sure. So another thing, other than staying in touch with each other, is also staying in touch with the university as a whole. So what sort of things does your office do to connect students with their alma mater?
Sure. So number one is probably our monthly email newsletter. So that's a great resource for just kind of what's going on campus, what are the latest offerings and benefits for alumni, and also providing volunteer opportunities for alumni to give back to the university. And that's got a twofold purpose. Not only are they staying connected and giving back to the university, but it also is that opportunity to connect to other alums who are volunteering as well. And then we provide opportunities for them to directly impact the students who are on campus. So that could be speaking opportunities, mentoring opportunities, events that they could be attending, and just making sure that alumni are aware of all the different ways they can be connected to Elon.
I've seen it. It's been interesting to see a couple of different speakers that come in, the alums that come in, and that's really cool for students to be able to see kind of where their future can hold as well. Yeah. And they also can connect with prospective students as well, right?
Correct. So we offer a very long slate, actually, of volunteer opportunities that anybody can go and check out on our website. And several of those are working directly with students. So that could be through our Alumni Admissions Ambassadorship Program, where students who are within 5 years of graduation of Elon get to directly connect with students who are interested in attending Elon. They, in a sense, are getting to hear straight from the horse's mouth on what is it like to be a student at Elon. And it's an incredible tool for marketing the university to prospective students.
For sure. It's a good way to pay it forward, your great experience that you had.
Exactly.
And there are a lot of other benefits that come from your office. The most exciting one that I've seen recently is they've hired a new person in the Student Professional and Development Center, which is like career services, for those who don't know, specifically for alums.
Right, this is brand new. We've never had this before, where there is now someone named Lisey Palamaki. He is the Associate Director in charge of Alumni Professional Development. So if somebody is looking, say, for a young alum, they just need some help polishing a resume or making a connection to somebody in a specific industry, to alums who are 5, 10, 20 years out can be connecting with him, and he can be helping them with career transitions or industry leaps that they're looking to make. So they have somebody in the office looking ahead to just working with alums.
Yeah, that's great. That's that really shows, I think, the fact that when you come to Elon, it's not like a 4-year thing. It's really a lifetime of benefits and connections, for sure.
Exactly. And that's something that our office is trying to do a much better job of educating students about, is that there is an opportunity not only to continue to develop personally, but also professionally and socially with Elon as a partner in that, even after graduation.
Right. For sure. So what are some other sort of benefits of that SPDC position? What are some other benefits that alums get from Elon, like some continuing education possibilities?
So there are, so we have what is called Elon Next. So that actually provides paid course opportunities with Elon professors. So say you've entered an industry, but you really need a new certification or a new specialization. Elon offers opportunities for that, that are virtual opportunities, so they work really well in everyone's schedules. We also do offer free webinars that are typically professional development, sometimes personal development, once a month during the academic year for alumni as well. So always looking for new ways to have learning opportunities. I think too, I will mention, because this is something new for parents and our new alums to be keeping an eye out for, is our new Women of Elon series. So specifically generating content and programming for our women alumna as they are continuing to kind of move out into the world.
Right, absolutely. So how can alums and parents of alums or parents of current students, how can they find out about all these different opportunities that you're talking about?
Right.
Is that
so
online somewhere?
Yes. So the number one way is our website, which is part of just Elon's website. So very easy to go on and kind of see all the offerings that we have. But I think the number one thing I can encourage new alumni to do is to make sure you're plugging into everything the office offers. So that's getting that monthly e-newsletter, just so you can be keeping current, because we're offering new things all the time.
So again, our audience is mostly parents. What can they do? How can they help you help their students? What can they do from their seat to improve things?
Right. Well, I think the number one thing is making sure that your student has provided the university with their most recent contact information. We realize the second someone graduates, they move away from their elon.edu, and whether it's work or their first professional personal email address, but making sure we not only know the best way to get in touch so that we can be keeping them up on everything new that we're offering, but also what city they're in. So much of our content is city specific. I think the best one for parents to know about is the fall after their student graduates. In every city across the country where we have a chapter, we have an event called Welcome to the City. So it's really this amazing opportunity to come together with other alums. So if your alums are relocated, what a great way to plug into the network. Absolutely. But make sure that we have their contact info so we can let them know when it happens.
For sure. And do you all do anything, I know you're the Alumni Engagement Office, but do you do anything with current students?
Yes. So although our name says alumni, we really do see our undergraduate population as future alumni. So we help with a number of student events throughout the year. Probably the biggest is the work that we do specifically with the senior class. They are our very soon to be alumni. So we happen to be sitting out behind the Martin Alumni Center, where we actually do a monthly pit stop for seniors, where we offer bagels and coffee and an opportunity for them to start learning about these alumni resources.
Great.
We want to introduce them to their alumni center, so they'll stop by whenever they come to visit campus. And then we play a very large role in all the senior week activities and events that happen for seniors as well.
Gotcha. Very good. Well, good. Well, so the last thing that I've got for you is something that I ask every guest on Between the Oaks, and that is to get some recommendations from you. So parents come to campus, they're not from around here. Their kids, of course, they don't want to stay on campus. They don't want to eat in the dining halls, that sort of thing. In your humble opinion, where should parents take their kids?
For a meal?
Sure. Or something to do, or any of your favorite places?
Any of that good thing. Well, the good thing is I think I'm an interesting person probably to ask because I still feel relatively new to the area. So my favorite off-campus spot to go eat is Tacos Azteca, which is literally 5 minutes away, and it's in a strip mall, so I think you would pass by it a million times, but the best authentic street tacos around. And then as far as just a fun thing to do, and of course you would ask, and I did not prepare for this, but there are so many rivers and lakes around here that I think it's very easy to just be swept away by wanting to be on campus and doing walks around campus, but so many rivers and lakes where you can so easily get to a place where you feel like you're a million miles away. So whether that's going down to Saxapahaw and walking along the river, or and I'm gonna butcher the name of this, but I think it's Lake Michael, but there's a lake just north of here in Burlington, which has a beautiful trail around it. So I think as gorgeous as this is and as idyllic as this is, it even becomes more so. And it's like we're surrounded by a national park, it feels like.
And like I said, a lot of times the students want to get off campus when their parents come, so it's a good opportunity for that to happen. Well, great. Well, thank you so much for your time, and parents out there, if you're able, go on the website and update your students' information, or encourage them to do the same. Make sure they get connected. So, when they're alums, or if they're already alums, they can connect with Kendra's office. So, awesome. Well, thank you very much, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time on Between the Oaks.